Okay, so here for our stats, Gapminder Project, me, Andrew, and Colin and Jake did a comparison of the age at first marriage of women and the children for women. And so here we are at the 2005, and the data goes all the way back to 1800. But when you go back that far, there isn't a lot of it. There's just a few countries that have data, and so it isn't until about 1960 that the data really starts to come in. And what you see here is a general trend, and there actually aren't a lot of outliers. You see here Yemen kind of peaks and then it goes down, but a general trend towards women getting married older and having fewer children. And that trend is particularly strong. You can see the low-income countries, there's women still tend to get married at a younger age and have more children, whereas the high-income countries over here, and unfortunately Taiwan isn't categorized, but looks like it has a pretty high income, probably. The women tend to get married at an older age and have fewer children.
First, we're going to start off following the United States. As of right now in 1800, the average age for first marriage is 23 years old, with about 7 kids per family. And as time goes on, you see the age stay the same, but the number of kids drop. The reason for this is because of the advances in technology. Most people have kids to keep up with finances and to keep track of the family farm, for example. As we continue on, we get up to the Great Depression, where we see a huge drop off in the number of kids produced, but the age is still the same, between 20 and 23. And once we come out of the Great Depression, we see World War II and then the start of the baby boom generation. And then it drops back down to about 2 kids per family in the 1970s when abortion became legal. Now, for the most part, this has stayed constant, but as we can see, it's starting to slowly come up.
And for one final piece, we'll look at China. Nothing really happens with the variables that we're looking at until the mid-1900s. You get to about 1958, and something interesting starts to happen. There's a drop-off just due to the fact right there that there's something called the Great Leap Forward that was put out by the Communist Party of China, and it was really the start of what we recognize as the one-child rule, that you can only have one child just to do with overpopulation, which you'll continue to see that happen over the history. It'll drop more in 1975 into the 80s with the actual idea of that one-child policy. And so that continues on, and towards the end of our timeline here, the last data that we have recorded, it's seen that it's starting to rise again. So hopefully that one-child policy is becoming less of a thing, and they're finding new ideas to deal with overpopulation. And that is our project.